Hi everyone, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and hopefully we are on live tonight. I really hope so. It's one of those, let's see, things are not going well. This is a whole new program for me, a whole new setup. So let's see what we can find. See where we're at. And I know y'all probably can't see me tonight again. Okay, let's see what we can figure out. So, hey, Ty, since you're on, can you see me? I can't see anything. It's all dark again. It's one of those, I'm working on it. Good evening. Hi, Miss Mindy, how are you doing? Let's see. I just don't know. It looks totally different from last time. I have no idea. Y'all gonna have to let me know if y'all can see me or not. But tonight I'm gonna kind of switch it up tonight. Hopefully we'll get the video part of this all figured out in just a minute or so. But I really am interested in, I was doing a video today and I kept getting this message of like, don't post it, don't put it out there quite yet. But I want to get y'all's input on this and kind of see what y'all have been going through and kind of what information y'all can help me with this part. So one of the things that I've been really working on is doing a video for paranormal activity. So I get asked these questions constantly all the time about paranormal activity. I get asked questions about ghost, angels, guides, saying it's like all kinds of stuff. What paranormal So kind of what paranormal activity have you had? What kind of paranormal? I found something today and it kind of really, when I was doing this video, I was just like, wow, this is so cool. Normally I see the ghost. I normally don't just see what's coming around them or their energy. I see all of that normally, but it was really interesting that I found this on the floor. Now this is a decoration that I had. It's just like a little gold styrofoam ball that's got some glitter on it that I had out at Valentine's Day last year. Taking it all away, put it all away, didn't get it out this year because of COVID, didn't have a lot of clients in the house. So I was like, I'm not gonna decorate for this. So that was just one of those things. And I found it in a place where it should never ever have been. Like that bowl was never in the space where I found it. So one of the things, Jet is saying that just deja vu. Now, deja vu is considered a psychic or a paranormal activity, which I had no idea about. But I was just kind of interested. It's one of those, one of the videos I did a couple of days ago that I thought was really interesting is like about pennies. And it's like National Penny Day sometime in April, and I can't remember the date. But it's one of those, this was kind of really interesting that I found a penny on my dad's birthday. And I just thought it was really interesting. My dad collected pennies, and so I just thought that was really interesting to have that happen on his birthday. And the other part that's really kind of interesting is the date on the penny, the year on the penny is the year that he passed. So I thought that was like really interesting. So, okay, Jet, you're asking for clarification on paranormal. This is anything from ghost, aliens, oddities, things that you haven't seen from the other side. that kind of defy logic in a lot of ways, or science. This could be vampires, ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens. Deja vu was one that I thought was really interesting. I would have never categorized that as a paranormal activity. The other one I thought was, oh, hey, Carmen, how are you doing? Like teleportation, strange substances, or, you know what I'm saying, like explosions, crop circles, levitation, appearances or disappearances, or mystery beings. Kind of like, I just thought this was like really, really interesting, of kind of what are some of the things that y'all see that, you know what I'm saying, like, what are you coming up with? What do you see? How do you see this? Because to me, I thought this was totally interesting to have all of this there and available, and then like not have any part of it. I was like, this is so radically different. I guess probably because I see this all the time. To me, I normally don't have issues or have problems with stuff like this. I'm kind of used to it at this point. I'm used to angels and guides coming in and messing up my stuff. I'm used to them moving things around. They do think that I'm a little bit messy, so that's one of their things that they love to mess with me about. The other thing I thought was really interesting is kind of what are some of the stuff that other people deal with. Do y'all see ghosts the way I do? I know a lot of people that seek me out or tell me that they don't see ghosts, that they don't see anything of that at all. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. I also thought it was interesting that I've been told by several clients lately that they don't think there are ghosts. I thought that was an interesting one, although they were coming to a psychic to talk to ghosts or talk to family members that have passed. I thought that was really interesting. So I really want to know, what do you think about ghosts? What do you think about angels and guides? Can you tell the difference? Can you feel the difference between an angel and a guide, or an angel and a ghost? Can you get information from them? It's one of those. So Fatima is saying she's never experienced paranormal activity. So I would say that probably the most common one that I think most people have had, and I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily categorize this as a paranormal event, but a lot of people say like that deja vu, like you've had a dream about it and then it just happened, or you're in the middle of doing something and then it just feels like, wow, all of a sudden this is coming through, or I feel like I've been through this part before, or someone said something that brought that up. One of the things I thought was really interesting is I found kind of some stats from about, I think it's like 2017 or 2007, sorry, not 2017, is a question that they asked a lot of people, kind of like a poll, and they got 80% of Americans believe in ghosts. So my question to you is, do you believe? Do you believe in ghosts? Jade is saying, I feel them and sense them. I only have seen one that has looked real, like a real human in front of me. I can understand that. When I was a kid, when I saw ghosts, they always looked like a human. They never looked like they weren't completely there. They didn't look completely gone. So I just thought that was a really interesting part of it. So I thought that was really like, this is interesting. Kind of aspect or sign of it. And I just thought that was like totally cool, totally interesting, of what is there, you know what I'm saying, like what is out there and what does it look like for you. As an adult, I see them not as clearly, kind of like not as clear as that. They do seem to have like a faintness to their energy, or it's almost like you're seeing somebody through like almost like white covered glasses or something like that. So they're kind of like a shade off from everybody else. Therefore, I can tell right away that they are not a real person, that they're a ghost. But I also can feel their energy emanating from them even before I get close to them. So that's one of the interesting parts. But most of the time when I was a kid, they looked just like a real person. I never saw them look any different or feel any different. I just felt that all along. So I just thought that was kind of um, an interesting phenomenon right there. Uh, let's see. So, any other information that you guys get about ghosts? So, like I said, 80% of Americans believe in ghosts. I thought that was fascinating. But then a couple of other facts on the same one is 90% of Americans are scared of the paranormal. So they're afraid that they might be, see a ghost or be taken by aliens. Um, um, kind of thing. Let's see. 15% of Americans like watching ghost stories or shows on TV. I am totally not really a fan, and people think that's really interesting. I really don't watch all that much TV. I kind of more have it in the background as kind of something to kind of keep me entertained with while I'm doing other things. But I also think it's really interesting that like only 12% of Americans think that the government knows more about aliens than they are telling them about. I just thought that was really interesting. Um, thank you, Carmen. I don't know why my screen is black. I have no earthly idea. This is just the craziest thing. See if that helps. I have no idea. This is, like I said, a whole new program for me. So we'll see where that goes. See where that one goes. It is really strange. I know, black screen, and it shouldn't have a black screen. It should have me on there. So that is totally weird. Okay. I have no idea. Aliens. Jade is saying maybe the aliens are messing with our screen. They probably are, and I just don't know why. It's one of those, there should be a way to do this, and it's just not working. It's totally bizarre. I think it's kind of fun. Hey, Miss Sarah, how are you doing? So we're talking about paranormal activity. So if you've had paranormal activity or you think about it, or think you have that, please let me know. Like, chime in, anybody. I know it's a black screen. I'm so sorry. I'll have to post the one that I'm doing on my telephone to go on to Instagram out. The other one I thought was really interesting or fascinating about this is that the, let's see, 4% of Americans think their house is haunted. I think that number is really, really low. I think that is totally, totally, totally low, lowballing on a number. I think that's totally interesting because I hear from probably 1 to 2 people every week that think their house is haunted, that will tell me that they think they're you know what I'm saying, dealing with ghosts in their house or dealing with other issues, those sort of things. So I'm just kind of like, this is a really interesting phenomena to have this come up this way. So I'm just kind of like, what do you think about, you know what I'm saying, like having your house haunted? Now, Jade, I am not going to count you in on this because you're a psychic as well, so you probably just pull them in like I do. But if there's regular people out there that deal with thinking that their house is haunted, or there's activity left over from like the previous owner or the previous resident, what do you think? What do you think about all of that? What do you think about, you know what I'm saying, like having your house haunted? I think more houses than that are haunted, and I think more people than that think that their house is haunted. It's one of those, I think it's just interesting. A lot of people don't really understand that your house is kind of like filled with the energy from the previous owner, or even the people that built your house. Um, I've actually found that in my home, and then I've actually found that in other people's homes as well, is that they are, excuse me, dealing with energy from the people that built it. And I just thought that was like totally weird and bizarre that it's one of those that all of a sudden you would have like this crazy energy of um, someone else's energy in your house, in your home. And but I think that's like the really cool fun part, is that so many people have that going on in their home, and they just don't even realize it. um, so I'm not a good speller. Where did that go? Have you seen ghosts in your home? So have you seen ghosts in your home? That's the question out there, is have you seen ghosts in your home? It's one of those, either a previous resident or a previous person. Have you seen a ghost in your home? I know I have. I feel even a ghost that still keeps coming back into my home, that I don't think they actually ever lived on the land, but they passed away on the land. So I think that's kind of an interesting one. That who else is this? Um, Castillo saying that that they've never personally experienced seeing ghosts. I think a lot of times we see things out of the corner of our eye, but we don't necessarily think that it's a ghost, but usually it is. Um, Ghosts are a little bit kind of interesting. I always call them like almost like a crazy dog, because they have like no boundaries. They'll be like right up against your face, or trying to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, in human terminology, we need a little bit of space here. Sarah's saying, I've had ghosts in every house I've lived in. They're different everywhere I go. I think several here at my parents' home. I haven't seen them yet, but I can feel them and hear them. That's usually what happens, is whatever your gifts are. If you kind of more clairsensitive, you're going to feel them. If you're more clairaudient, you're going to hear them. And then clairvoyants are going to see them. And so it's one of those. But I also feel like once you have the other, like two of them on, the last one's going to kick up as well. And so it's going to just add some amperage to that energy as well. I will tell you that most ghosts are not necessarily bad. It's just somehow they're still attached to the land, or they're still attached to the house. And so I was working with a client a couple of weeks ago, and where she lives at now, it's a huge subdivision. But what was interesting is that it was like a 1,500 acre or so homestead with cattle and that sort of thing. And now they've broken that all up and sold it off into pieces. And now that's a whole brand new subdivision that they're dealing with. And so this is kind of an interesting phenomenon, that it's very strange in that manner, that this is what should be there and it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like you're having like cattle energy move across your land for whatever reason, or you're having people attached to that land. And kind of where she was kind of like a little ravine prior to that. And so when it starts to rain, you can almost feel the water going through her home, which is now, it doesn't do that anymore. Like they've revamped the whole subdivision. Okay, so Sarah's also saying the ones here are evil, I think. I don't think so. I will tell you that most ghosts are not evil. I do think that's kind of one of the perceptions that people get when they watch ghost shows on TV, is that most ghosts are evil. It's not necessarily that way. I have met several of them that are really, really bad, but I would say the majority of them are not evil. Most of them are just trying to get their side heard, or they don't realize that they've passed. I think that was one of the things that really, I think, came to a lot around me when I was, when I've gone to places like battle sites where people have passed. And a lot of them just don't even know that they've passed. That's kind of the crazy part, is that they're still kind of doing the same activities of their last day, not realizing that they haven't gone anywhere. They haven't done that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the interesting part, is that they haven't changed or moved. They're just kind of like redoing the last 24 hours before they passed. And so they keep doing that. But there are some evil ones out there. I have dealt with a few, like I said. One of the ones I think is really interesting is that I was doing clearing on a property, I want to say in March, I think it was. And prior to me going, I found some jewelry that really kind of popped out at me. And so this was a stone. I went to a store, and I know y'all can't see it online, or on Facebook or YouTube. I don't know why. But it's one of those, this stone, I was at a store and it literally fell on the floor right in front of me, and there was no one standing around me. So I thought, oh, this is really interesting. So I picked it up and brought it home, and I thought it was really interesting, kind of thing. Like, okay, this is interesting that we're dealing with this, and I took it on that with me on my event, and that was something that was really kind of cool, kind of interesting, kind of like just, you know, I feel it made me feel safer, which I thought was really interesting. But there had been an incident that happened on the land prior to the person buying it, so that was kind of like cool. So I kind of felt I was protected by my stone and not dealing with as much negative energy afterwards as I normally do. So that's just one of those kind of interesting, weird things. So what have y'all, I know stream isn't working on YouTube or Facebook. Oh, okay. Yay. So I guess it's one of those, it's just on Instagram. We'll see where that goes. But if this is something that I've been asking a lot of people about, because I think it's fascinating, like people's energy thinking about YouTube or not YouTube, thinking about ghosts or paranormal activity, hauntings, aliens, all of that stuff, kind of like what is going on. So it's one of those. Have you had activity? Have you had anything go on? Have you had any things that have happened around you that you think are interesting, or you think are kind of interesting with ghost aliens? I do have several people that have dealt with aliens in the past, and I think that's really, really interesting. So it's one of those kind of yay. I'm trying. I know this program is really starting to drive me a little crazy. Stream. But if you have any comments about ghost, or if you have anything come up, make sure that you text or email me and tell me your story. Kind of tell me what's happened. My email address is Ruth at, put a space in there. Ruth at ruththeresa.com. So if you have a story that you want to share with me or would like some insight into, please make sure that you reach out to me. I love I love hearing from people, and I love hearing your stories or what's going on around you guys. And sometimes that turns into a video, which is a really cool part. But hi, Joe. So talking about any ghost stories or any anything about ghosts, aliens, any paranormal activity. I know a lot of people have seen a lot of things. Stream is working on Instagram. Stream is working on Instagram because it's off my phone, but the other two are supposed to be off the computer and they're not there. So that's kind of the weirdest part. I know, just crazy activities. And we're not even in Mercury in retrograde. That doesn't even go into retrograde until like later on in May. So why is this bothering me so much? I guess I'm just crazy. It's one of those, I deal with all kinds of energy around me all the time. And so I'm kind of used to things not working right. It's an interesting one for me. But we're going to close the show off. If y'all have any questions, please make sure that you email me on, let's see, on Facebook or Instagram. I know Facebook or YouTube. Check out my, send me an email if you have any informations. And get more information that way. Joe, I would say if you really wanted to hear something for your father, the best thing you can do is call or contact me and you can set up a private reading with me. I changed my format a long time ago and I very much appreciate y'all joining me tonight. And I thank y'all so much for coming and playing with me tonight in tonight's energy, even if things are not working right. So I thank you and I so much appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great week and I'll see you next week.